Hey there, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons to consider purchasing a home in Nashville and the Middle Tennessee area as of July 2025. Hey there, so on this channel we talk about an awful lot of stuff, and you can scroll down and see the videos as to everything that we try and cover to help you determine whether you need to buy or sell, when you need to buy or sell, and what areas you're going to be working in. Well, I'm Felicia Long. Thank you for tuning back in. I am with EXP and I am licensed in Tennessee and Kentucky, so I definitely do want your business. But today we're going to talk about the 5 top reasons to consider purchasing a home in Nashville and the surrounding Middle Tennessee area as of July 2025. So there's lots of reasons that people do think about that, and let me also tell you that if you have that great home that really looks good, you're going to stand out over all your competition, because there is a lot of competition out there. So it's also a good time to sell in this market, even though we have a little more competition out there. So stay with me. We're going to talk about those top 5 reasons right now. One of the reasons that this is such a great time to buy or sell is we do have a thriving economy in Nashville and the Middle Tennessee area, and we have job growth. And Nashville boasts of a strong and diversified economy that continues to grow faster than the national average. Now, this has been going on for quite some time. It certainly started and got really escalated during the COVID years, but it absolutely has continued to be a nice, robust economy, and a economic plan for the whole area has continued to be good, and that has been good for our real estate, good for people buying or selling in this market. The city is a hub for several key industries, and we've talked about this on other videos as well. That's healthcare, music and entertainment, technology, and manufacturing. So that is a lot of room for a whole lot of growth for a lot of people. In 2025, Tennessee is projected to create approximately 36,400 new jobs, making it an attractive location for career advancement or starting a new business. Nashville and the Tennessee market have stabilized housing market, and it's increased buyer leverage. After experiencing rapid appreciation in the previous years, Nashville's housing market has begun to stabilize in 2025. The shift translates to a more affordable entry point for a buyer and a greater negotiating power and potentially more balanced market. So increased inventory thanks to new construction and more properties being listed further contributes to the favorable buyer's market. Now, is that to say that we do not go into competition and multiple offers in various areas of the Nashville or the surrounding MLS area? No, that is not. I'm telling you right now, it is a very good market. You just might have less competitors that you're competing with in some of your areas that might have competition, but let me tell you that it's still a very strong market, but it's leveled off a little bit and made it a better situation for buyers as well. With the strong population growth and diverse communities, Nashville and the greater Middle Tennessee area continue to attract new residents, drawn by its robust job market, favorable environment for state income tax, and because of its natural beauty and our outdoorsy life and lake life and things like that. So we've got wonderful situations for you, and it's still a great time to buy in the Nashville and the surrounding areas. We have no state income tax and a high quality of life. So the Nashville metro area population is expected to reach 1.42 million by 2030. So that's according to NCH stats, reflecting the region's strong appeal. The growing population fuels demand for housing and contributes to that vibrant and evolving community. So Nashville is fun. Nashville's always going to be a vacation place. The surrounding area is beautiful. We have lots of outdoor enthusiast dream places to land, and then of course the economy is very affordable. So our gas is less, our utilities are less, our expenditures are less, but you still have wonderful housing. You have it in multiple types of price ranges. Cultural vibrancy and quality of life, kind of contribute to that. Nashville's known as the music city. It offers that cultural scene beyond just country music because we're very rich in history. We have a wonderful food. We have lots of live music and fun world-class museums. We have art galleries, diverse restaurants. I mean, Nashville's a lot more than just Country Music USA, and the surrounding area boasts a lot of historical relevance, and that can be very, very attractive to people. Obviously, we have professional sports. Our livability surveys are great thanks to our music scene and cultural attractions. The region also experienced 4 distinct mild seasons, allowing for year-round enjoyment and outdoor activities. So we've talked about our weather. We've talked about different things about the Nashville and surrounding areas, but basically we get all 4 seasons, and they are not exceedingly long, and you get to experience them and enjoy that. So number 5 is an investment potential diverse neighborhoods. Nashville and Middle Tennessee offers a variety of attractive neighborhoods, each within its own unique character and charm. And whether you're seeking a historic home in East Nashville or a modern condo in the Gulch, you're likely to find a neighborhood in Nashville or the surrounding areas that really suits you. So lots of diversity there, but you also have an investment potential that really helps in one of the reasons why people find it a good time to buy, and if it's a good area in which to buy, to see some return on investment. There's different prices per square foot in different areas of the Nashville market, and so I kind of went with some prominent areas that you would be familiar with. Franklin, Tennessee, for instance, is about $334 as an average price per square foot, and that reflects its reputation as a desirable area with a higher cost of living overall. It tends to have the highest price per square foot among the locations that I'm going to mention, with the median sold price of that $334. Nashville is median sold price per square foot of $308. Now that encompasses a lot of areas of Nashville, but this is higher than the Tennessee statewide average of $206 per square foot. Again, very big average of a lot of places. But while still competitive in the market, the prices are stabilizing compared to the recent years. I gave Mount Juliet as a recorded median sold price per square foot of $239, and Mount Juliet represents a slight increase of 3.3% in its market value to the previous years. So when you compare, for instance, Franklin and Mount Juliet, you're talking about 2 school systems that are incredibly well respected within the Tennessee and the national averages. Franklin is in Williamson County, and that's in the top 5% in the country as far as their schools are considered. And then Mount Juliet is in Wilson County, which is in the top 10% of our school systems throughout the state. So there's a lot to consider there if that is important to you, but they're very fast growing areas and they're very well respected. They maintain their property values, or they've increased through the years. So that's been very good. Nashville overall, and that includes all sorts of areas around, but that kind of gave you a little understanding that it's still holding its property values and you can still get some good things. So you're probably in a better situation now as a buyer because inventory has been on a little bit longer. And when I say that, we're not talking months and years here. We're talking maybe instead of flying off the shelves in the first week, you might see some days on market 60 to 90 days. We're not talking about 4-year-old property here that just hadn't sold in forever. This is still a very, very good market for sellers and for buyers. So I also threw in a Hendersonville understanding of a median sold price per square foot, which is $227. That figure has remained relatively stable compared to the previous years. It's only shown a little increase, but it's been consistent through the years. Hendersonville is a great area also of Nashville and certainly gives you a Sumner County option, which is in the surrounding area of Nashville, but also considered in its metro statistical area. So factors influencing price per square, obviously one of those is location, the desirability of a particular location, driven by the factors that the proximity to the amenities, the schools, the downtown areas directly impacts that price per square foot. So Franklin's higher values demonstrate this effect. When you're talking about property types, which Nashville has a lot more of in variances, you've got condos, townhomes, many different price per square feet are in those when you compare those to single family homes. So that's even if they're in the same neighborhood. So those are factors that are hard to get into. We'll dive more into that on a one-on-one call, of course, because then we're talking about what is more tailored to your needs, what you're thinking of, when you're coming, why you're coming to Nashville or the surrounding area, and we can tailor that kind of part of the conversation directly to you. When we're talking about price per square foot, we're also talking about the size and the condition of the property. Larger and recently renovated homes can command a higher price per square foot, especially in the areas like Franklin that is known for luxury properties near the Williamson County area. Neighborhood features matter. So specific neighborhoods within a city can have distinct price variations. Central Franklin, listing price per square at $493 was significantly higher than Carton's $304 within the same area. Okay, that is still Franklin. So kind of things to consider. These are general videos that just touch on some stuff. Again, we get on our one-on-one call and we talk about what's important to you, whether it's selling and making sure that you want to get the highest price per square foot for your home and what your offering can be, or whether it's, hey, I'm about to enter this buyer's market and I want to know where to go and where to live and what I can afford. And when we're talking about what you can afford, let's get on, talk to my lender down below. His information is right there for you to click on and talk to. You want to have a good understanding of what you can afford based upon today's rates, how they're changing, when you're going to be here, that kind of thing. So that'll keep you comfortable in your process. And then we get on and we talk about all things you on our one-on-one call. Other things to take into consideration are the market dynamics. What things cost. While Nashville's experienced rapid appreciation, the market is currently showing signs of stabilization, creating a potentially more balanced environment for both buyers and sellers. So we were talking about that. These figures represent median or average sold prices, and they don't take into consideration the variations based on specific property features, condition, precise location, that kind of thing. So with our market constantly evolving, these figures may change. So again, we want to get on our one-on-one call and stay in tune with your timeline and what's going to be a factor. We're talking about average days on market. In Nashville, the homes had basically a 54-day on market average before selling. However, the average listing age in June was 32 days, suggesting a faster pace as you're going into the summer. And part of that is probably because that is buying and selling season. I mean, people know that they're leaving, their kids are out of school, we're ready to make decisions, we know which area we want to live in, and Felicia, we're going to go out there and get that. So that's what I'm here for. There are some trends there, but we want to keep that in mind. So it's an interesting fact that June and July of 2025 has a different average day on market than, say, May did. Talking about that in other videos. When we're talking about days on market and average days on market, the homes in Franklin are seeing an average listing age of 25 days in June of 25, which is much faster than the early spring and late spring numbers for that area. Mount Juliet homes are selling faster than last year with an average listing age of 17 days in June. However, the median days on the market is about 46, according to Realtor.com. Hendersonville is seeing an average listing days on market of 28 days as of the end of June of 2025. So that is pretty interesting too. So these areas near the lake, great considered school districts. If you go to greatschools.org, or things that have a lot of outdoor activity around them and good community sense, those areas are doing really, really well. And in today's market, buyers are getting the right home for them quicker, and sellers are getting their home sold faster. And we've talked about things that you should do and things that you shouldn't do if you're listing your home, and definitely how you can stand out among that crowd who are constantly still looking at the Nashville and surrounding areas. It's important to remember that these are average or median figures, and they can vary greatly depending on the factors like the property type, the location within the city, the price point, overall market demand for that specific property. Redfin notes that homes in prime locations or that are move-in ready may still sell quicker than any others. So one of the reasons that it's still a good time to buy or sell in this market is the prevalence of seller concessions, okay? The use of seller concessions has increased significantly in the first quarter of 2025, with nearly half of the U.S. home sales, including concessions like money towards repairs, closing costs, or mortgage rate buy downs, have come in and really been a part of the process. This indicates a shift in the market where buyers have more negotiating power. The reason for the concessions is that buyers have become more hesitant due to factors like rising house costs, high mortgage rates, and general economic uncertainty that they had over the last year. To attract the buyers and overcome the competition from other sellers, homeowners are offering incentives like concessions. The Nashville housing market is transitioning towards a more balanced state with increased inventory and more buyer choices. While prices have stabilized and even dipped a little bit over the last year in certain areas, is it a good time to buy in the Middle Tennessee area or Nashville area? Yes, it is. It is still a good time to sell. You do have buyers out there. You do want to realize your equity, and you are going to get it. You're not getting hammered on your equity and your values, but I can tell you that you probably need to prepare yourself for some concessions, because there's a lot of inventory for people to choose from, and if you're not giving it to them, somebody will. So that part is happening for the buyers. And absolutely, date the rate, marry the house. You can always refi later if you can afford it, and it's a good place and it's the right place for your family. That's one of the greatest decisions you can make for your family, because you get tax breaks, you have all sorts of wonderful things about homeownership that really are things to consider, all sorts of great things that really are beneficial to you in your building of your real estate portfolio. So what are those 5 top reasons to consider purchasing a home in Nashville and the surrounding area? One is the thriving economy and the job growth. We've talked about that and how diversified and wonderful that is. 2 is the stabilized housing market and the increased buyer leverage. 3 is the strong population growth and the diverse communities that Nashville and the surrounding area offers. 4 is the cultural vibrancy and the quality of life between the music, the fun, the world-class venues and museums, to the outdoor living and professional sports. Nashville definitely offers that in the surrounding area. Number 5 is the investment potential and diverse neighborhoods, offering something for everyone in every part of Nashville and the surrounding area as far as your real estate offering or your investment potentials. So those are your top 5 reasons to buy in the Middle Tennessee or Nashville area right now in July of 2025. So let's get on a call and let's talk about all things you. And like always, see you next time.